When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk. When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people.
Good evening, good night. Wherever you're listening, watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean, welcome to the edition of the Make We Talk program. Let me know if you all can hear me clearly. I'm pretty much sure you all can hear me clearly on the program here. We're also streaming live on TikTok to all our friends and family on TikTok. Remember to like up the live feed on TikTok. Our topic this evening, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says that he has confidence in embattled Member of Parliament and Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley. My guest this evening to speak to some more about this will be none other than Mr. Wilfred Ratigan. He'll be coming on this evening with us to speak some more about this. We're also going to speak about what is going on in St. Elizabeth. You miss me. I'm back. I have to work, I have to work to make some money. YouTube don't really pay me that much, so I have to work to make some money. Thanks for missing me, though. I'm back here. Yes, we're going to speak some more about what is going on in St. Elizabeth, where they are taking away, well, I haven't spoken to the people as yet pertaining to what the plans they have for the beachfront lands in St. Elizabeth, Treasure Beach and those places. We're going to speak some more about that this evening. But our main topic this evening is about Dr. Andrew Wheatley and the Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Ambassador Audrey Marks. The people of St. Elizabeth, as I said before, earlier on in a different podcast that I had, that one of the topic on the podcast was we're not for sale. And I don't believe that the people of St. Elizabeth is for sale. I don't believe that the Prime Minister and Member of Parliament Floyd Green should be just pushing things on the people's throat. I believe that he should have a town hall meeting and have dialogues with them. Information reaching me, and I've been trying to get a hold of both Member of Parliament Floyd Green, Zelika Jess, and also my good friend Miranda Wellington, and others to find out if what we're hearing is true. We're also one of these. Before I go any further, my condolence to a family friend of mine who passed away in Negril under tragic circumstances, and my heart goes out to her family. She has been a member of my family for many years. She's a yoga instructor in Negril. She was brutally murdered and raped. It begs to ask the question if crime is going on in this country. She's 79 years old, soon reach 80. On the hoodlands. Believe that what they do, they will get away with it. I know her from I was a child growing up in Negril. And she's a very well-respectable lady. And when I got the news that she was raped and murdered, I asked myself the question, what sort of Jamaica are we leaving behind? A corrupt, infected country where corruption and murder is the order of the day. And when you hear people come on social media and tell you that you're talking nonsense, you ask yourself the question, what sort of Jamaica are they living in? Is this the same Jamaica they're living in? Even the Minister of Works, or the Junior Minister, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, rather, Alonda Turlong, when he speaks on the international scene, as if Jamaica don't have any problem at all. This country is down to nothing. There's no problem in this country. A family of Negril has gone home. And if one would say she went home and under good circumstances, then it'll be okay. But when you go around and look for women who could be your mother or your grandmother at 79 years old, and you kill her, and you're walking up and down in Negril the same way. You're walking up and down in Negril the same way. Because what? You don't believe or you don't think that they will catch you. you know, couple days ago, it was brought to my attention that they also killed a business owner in Negril. They gunned him down. He was gunned down. And now they murder this lady. They murder Fanet. They murder her. She was murdered. And I pray and hope the police is doing their due diligence to catch these people. And they shouldn't be put into prison to eat taxpayers' money. They should be hung. They should be hung. But that is not on the books in Jamaica anymore. So my condolence goes out to the family of our good friend, a family friend of ours, Fanet. Our condolence goes out to her and her family. All of us is grieving tonight. It's only tonight I got the chance to come on here to speak about it. But the local fishing village of Negril is becoming the murder capital of this country. Because all sort of people gone to Negril. And before they behave themselves, they go down there and create mayhem. Negril isn't the Negril you used to know. Negril has changed into something different. You walk around Negril, you can count on your finger the people who born and grow in Negril. A 79-year-old woman. I remember growing up in Negril. I remember, I remember her coming to my grandmother's shop on the beach. We sit down there, we talk for hours. The little boy growing up then, but I don't forget those days. My heart goes out to her family. Fanet, you have been a good friend to our family, Negril. And I pray and hope that the police go beyond the call of duty and catch these. The word I want to say, I can't say it on air. But Negril is not the Negril that we all knew. 79-year-old. She has contributed to the community of Negril for many years. A well-known person. You could call her a Negrilian. Because she's in Negril for many, many years. Many years. And she's loved by everyone in Negril who knows her. She's well loved and well respected. And I hope and pray that person or persons who commit that gruesome crime will be held accountable. One moment for me. I have to take a quick commercial break. Mr. Ratigan, call me. Just a moment here, please. Don't go anywhere, please. Just one moment, please. One moment for me, please. One moment. Take a quick commercial break and speak to my good friend here and come back to you all.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, Don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people. Make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend.
Okay, welcome back to the program as the technical persons are trying to help Mr. Ratigan to sort it out. Yes, welcome back to the program. We're speaking about the gruesome crime that happened in Negril. Very good friend of our family. A very good friend of our family passed away under tragic circumstances. And I'm asking the police in Negril, left no stone unturned to find those who commit this gruesome crime. A well-respectable woman who blended in the community of Negril, who was contributed to the community of Negril for many years, didn't deserve to go this way. My condolence goes out to her family, and I hope they find comfort in this time of bereavement. And to my family in Negril, my aunt and my uncles who know this lady, Fanet, for many years, I pray and hope that we all find comfort. And we pray and hope that they find these people who commit this gruesome crime. Let's go over to business now. This is Make We Talk. Let's go over to business that we're going to come on here to speak about. We're standing by to join our good friend, Mr. Ratigan, to come on to the program. You hear the Prime Minister give an interview on Nationwide this afternoon, or today, at 10 o'clock this morning, rather. The PM gave an interview about hard remarks and Andrew Wheatley and how the government is being run. And it begs to ask the question if this Prime Minister, let me say something to you. A lot of Jamaicans are calling for Andrew Wheatley to step aside, you know. A lot of Jamaicans are calling for Dr. Andrew to step aside. No. If Wheatley must resign, the Prime Minister must resign too. Oh, Lord. I have to change something here. I'm going to change it pretty soon, yes. Thanks for the correction. The PM must resign too. If he wants me to resign, he must resign too. Because Wheatley, the PM is not certified, you know. And the PM is in no position to ask Wheatley to resign. The PM has no moral authority to go and ask Dr. Andrew Wheatley to resign. He is not certified. We're standing by to join Mr. Wilfred Ratigan to come on the program here this evening to speak to us some more. He is in no position to ask Wheatley to resign. None whatsoever. The Prime Minister himself, in any other modern democracy, could have never sit in the Parliament. And what the People's National Party must do and should do is when the PM get up to talk. They get up and create ruckus inside here. They must get on a point of order and say, no, we will not sit in this parliament with this uncertified prime minister. That's what the People's National Party should do. Get up when the prime minister get up to speak and said, we will not sit in this parliament with this prime minister. Force this prime minister to step aside. Which is that we all know that he loves power. He loves power. So the PM is in no position, no moral authority. And I need to correct something on this on the headline here. Soon correct it. The PM has no authority to ask anybody to resign from his cabinet. Because he is compromised. He is compromised. He is in no position to ask anybody to resign. I heard the PM said that Andrew Marks did not ask the American government to send anybody to Jamaica. So, Prime Minister, are you saying that the Americans are lying, sir? In PM? Are you saying, Prime Minister Holness, that the United States embassy, are you saying, Mr. Ratigan? Oh, you have the mic on mute. Whenever he's ready for us, we bring him on. Are you saying that the Americans are lying, Prime Minister Holness? That's what you're saying to us, sir? That should not be Prime Minister. Because if the Gleaner didn't leak it to us, the people of this country, we wouldn't know that you're planning to bring how much 1,000 people from other countries into this country to put on the Jamaican people, sir. You see what happened in Negril? Where they rape this tourist in Negril, who is a Jamaican by papers, but a foreign national. They rape her, 79 years old. And they're bringing more people into this country. What's going to happen? Mr. Ratigan, welcome to the program, sir. Welcome to the program, Mr. Ratigan. You hearing us?
Mic check.
Yes,
Can
sir.
you hear me? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay.
Toward
All
the
right.
house.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jeffrey. Good evening to your loyal fan base. And a pleasure to be here, as usual.
I'm speaking about what Wheatley is going on in the parliament with. But as you come on, I'm going to ask you something though before we go back to that. There is a fundamental problem facing the people of St. Elizabeth. Between Treasure Beach and, is it Party or Party? Yes, between Treasure Beach and that area there. Where they want them to move. The Prime Minister has no dialogue with them. The Minister of Tourism has no dialogue with them. And they're saying that they must move to higher grounds or from there because there's plans to build hotels there. You're taking it, Mr. Ratigan. They have no town hall meeting to the people.
I don't know much about it. Actually, I don't know anything about it, but I wouldn't be surprised for them to do what you've just described because they have a history of just going down and destroying homes under false pretense. So this wouldn't surprise me at all.
And it is something that it don't look good, Mr. Ratigan, because you cannot be moving people off of their properties. Moving them as if they are nothing. They are absolutely nothing to them. So they decide to move them on Floyd Green. It should not be, sir. Anyway, let's go over to what we come here to speak about tonight is none other than what is going on between in the Parliament of Mr. Holness and remarks and all of them. I want to play a video here for you, Mr. Ratigan. Before we do anything, I'm going to play this video here for you. And I think it's this video here. Listen to this video here, Mr. Ratigan.
Because, you know, these issues sometimes take
unanswered. Your cabinet minister, former ambassador to the US, Audrey Marks, did she offer Jamaica, would be willing to accept up to 10,000 illegal aliens in America?
Well, I suspect you mean in Jamaica.
In Jamaica.
But absolutely not. I think there is a conflation of two separate programs.
Oh.
One program which we know about now, which is the Third Country National Program, which by now possibly about 30 countries would have had. Last check it was about 28 would have had. Jamaica signed recently, so we would be one of them. And I believe Minister Dana Morris Dixon would have explained the program very well, that it is 25 per fortnight. If 10 decide to stay, then that breaks the program comes to a halt, that the international...
Mr. Ratigan, your views on that, sir?
Because, you know, these issues sometimes...
Your views on that, sir?
Well, on what? Because
he said that Audrey Marks did not send anything to the American government about this. I want to replay it again, I can listen to it.
Because
I heard
you know, these issues sometimes
take... talking about a different program, but let it play.
Unanswered. Your cabinet minister, former ambassador to the US, Audrey Marks, did she offer Jamaica, would be willing to accept up to 10,000 illegal aliens in America?
Well, I suspect you mean in Jamaica.
In Jamaica.
But absolutely not. I think there is a conflation of two separate programs.
Oh.
One program which we know about now, which is the Third Country National Program, which by now possibly about 30 countries would have had. Last check it was about 28 would have had. Jamaica signed recently, so we would be one of them. And I believe Minister Dana Morris Dixon would have explained the program very well, that it is 25 per fortnight. If 10 decide to stay, then that breaks the program comes to a halt, that the International Organization for Migration will assist in managing the program. The details, the logistics have not yet been worked out, and so the operational details are still being negotiated at this time.
How did that issue of
Right,
Minister Marks
let me quickly,
making it into
let me quickly
a
explain,
diplomatic note?
Let me quickly explain. When Minister Marks was ambassador to the United States, one of her jobs would have been to advise the government of likely changes in foreign policy and how those changes would impact Jamaica. In parallel to that, Jamaica was going through some changes ourselves. We, for the first time in our history, reached what economists call full employment. And we're practically at full employment. The last figure is 3.6% unemployed. 50,000 Jamaicans are unemployed. But within that are persons seeking jobs, persons who have changed jobs, structural unemployment, some of it. Now, we have had to be figuring out, what do we do when we get to 2% unemployment? We hear the calls coming in from construction, quick services, data sciences, engineering. We just don't have the skills. So we have to think way in advance. How do we treat with this when we get to that point?
Mr. Ratigan, come on inside here now. You believe in anything the Prime Minister said a while ago, sir? I'm not hearing you.
No, if you go back to what he said about Audrey Marks doing this while she was ambassador, it's not true. It's not true. The whole thing is one big fat lie. When he said that Jamaica is at almost full employment, that you have to parse it. You have to say, okay, he said it's 3 points. You know, this he didn't say it's the lowest since they started collecting data, or the lowest in the history of Jamaica, because we corrected him on that.
Yes.
And he should give us credit for that. But because this new methodology they've been using since January 2024, and Statin said you cannot compare it to anything that happened before. So that's the first thing. So now, since 2024, he said it's 3.6 total employment. What you should do is play the rest of the tape. It wouldn't make sense making a comment. No, play the rest when he talks about bringing people from America here and
okay, let's do that now. Let's go back and do it. Let's do it.
Because
Yes.
you know, these issues sometimes take
Answered. Your cabinet minister.
50,000 Jamaicans are unemployed, but within that are persons seeking jobs, persons who have changed jobs, structural unemployment, some of it. Now, we have had to be figuring out, what do we do when we get to 2% unemployment? We hear the calls coming in from construction, quick services, data sciences, engineering. We just don't have the skills. So we have to think way in advance. How do we treat with this when we get to that point? So the issue of the U.S. changing policy to limit Jamaican migration sparked us to start to think, you know what, we need to have a structured migration program, which is quite separate from the third country national program, which uses Jamaica as a transit point. So this is not even a policy, it is just the government thinking in advance.
So that is what Ambassador Minister
And
Marks would have shared with the Americans?
I think she would have shared with them a strategy of structured migration where Jamaicans could get to go to the United States, because my understanding of it is that Minister Marks attended an event in the United States on my behalf, an event sponsored by, I believe it was the Shield of the Americas, if I'm not mistaken, and she attended on my behalf.
Hold on there. My understanding that Ambassador Audrey Marks went to a function in the United States on my behalf. So you're not aware of it, Prime Minister? Let's continue some more of this.
And she attended on my behalf, and she would have suggested that Jamaica is considering a structured migration program. And I believe that that may have been taken and rolled up and conflated. So I suspect what was in the media is a diplomatic note asking, are we considering this? And we responded, we're not considering it in the sense.
No, Prime Minister, that's a lie. The diplomatic note clearly said that Jamaica is in dialogue with Washington. Stop the lying to the people of this country.
Sense of the TCN, the third country national, what we are thinking about is slightly different. So let me just explain that. So right now, we are looking at structured migration programs. We have examples of a structured migration program. We have the farm workers and we have the hotel workers. The unstructured programs, people come here almost every year to recruit our teachers and our nurses, creates a real dislocation in our operations. What if we were able to structure this even more? So we could say to the United States or to whichever other country, all right, if you want to recruit our teachers, well, come to us, assist us with our training, You could take them for half of the year and they can come back. Or you could take them for a year and they come back. It is a structured arrangement. Right now, we are pursuing structured arrangements with Ghana and Nigeria and India and I believe the Philippines for nurses. We have had a structured migration program with Cuba, where we have had the Cuban doctors for many years and
All right.
nurses.
So tell me, Mr. Prime Minister.
So we are looking to expand that structured migration program. So Jamaicans can go, foreigners can come, but we are not at that point yet.
Okay.
Yes.
But given the recent history,
Okay. Your comment on this now, Mr. Ratigan, because it stopped right there. Your views on what this Prime Minister just said. His understanding that Minister Marks went to the United States, attend a conference or whatever on his behalf. He thinks on his... Anyway, go ahead.
No, the story gets murkier and murkier every time the government tries to realign the previous explanations. Every time they try to say, okay, we're going to explain it now, explain everything that's been said so that you can understand. They make it less understandable, more confusing, because we have heard so many stories. Look, he said a dip note that went out to the public, a diplomatic note. And I can tell you this because I've written diplomatic note. I know about diplomatic note. Diplomatic notes don't go to public. Diplomatic notes go to home country, it go to the home country government, all right? Meaning that a diplomatic note would go from the U.S. Embassy to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They wouldn't send a diplomatic note to the media. So if the media gets a hold of a diplomatic note, somebody leaked it. So when he's saying that, whether on the Jamaican side or the American side, so that thing about a diplomatic note and it rolled up and it got conflated with the structured migration program, because there are two programs. You have the TCN, Third Country National, and you have the structured migration program. Now, the structured migration program, that is an American, no, the structured migration program, that's a Jamaican program. That's not an American program. The American program is a Third Country National, where they say, okay, we have a bunch of people who want to get rid of. Where do we send them? We don't want them here. And they have made arrangements with other countries to accept them and do whatever they want to do with them. And Jamaica just signed on. Jamaica is the last country in the Caribbean to date to sign this agreement. There are about 5 or 6 countries in the Caribbean and Central America, maybe a little bit more. But this idea of the structured migration program, people, I tell you, this Prime Minister, if you're not listening to him carefully, and when I say listening to him carefully, here's how you listen to the Prime Minister. Here's how you listen to him. Listen to the interview. And when you listen to the interview, if you don't like the Prime Minister, you're going to be upset. If you're ambivalent about him, you're not quite sure about him, you listen and you're not quite sure. If you like him, everything when him says sound beautiful, sound like magic, sound like it won't work. What I suggest you do is don't be any of those three. Be the one that says, you know what, let me just divorce my feelings from what he's saying. Just listen to the words, look at the conditions, and then listen to it again. Don't listen to it one time, listen to it 2 or 3 times. And just listen to it as if you're listening to it in slow motion. And that's the way I listen to them. And when you do that, you're going to find out that they're saying a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of garbage. And if you're not paying attention, it's going to come at you as logical, as sensible, as reality. And it's not. It's not. Because the migration program, the structured migration program he's talking about, and he gave examples of the farm workers. Remember, he said the structured migration program is where you go 6 months there and you come back and one way or the other. you take people from America and send them here 6 months to work, and then take them back to America 6 months, and then they come back. It's all nonsense. You know why it's all nonsense? Think about this, people. Time to them shorter engineers and them almost at full employment. And we are skip around different subjects now. We are talking about employment, immigration, a whole bunch of stuff. But think about it. Think about the kind of jobs they have in Jamaica. The kind of jobs they have in Jamaica that they're claiming will, that have taken them to full employment. Most of those jobs are minimum wage jobs, which means what? What, $100 a week, 100 US a week? Which engineer going to come to Jamaica and work for 100 US a week? Which doctor going to come to Jamaica and work for 100 a week for 6 months? Which nurse? Which teacher? And think about it. If the more try to get the teachers, them who already left Jamaica, those teachers are making more than they were making in. Some of them are going through some hardships, but they're by and large they're making more. They're living a better, by and large, have a better lifestyle than they had in Jamaica. You really think them going to give up that now and say, let's go back to Jamaica and work 6 months? I mean, no matter how patriotic they are, you're not going to find a lot of them that will say, all right, I'm going to give up making $100,000 in the US and go back to Jamaica and work for $30,000 US. It's not going to happen. Don't make him fooling the people, right? So this idea about structured migration program is nonsense. Getting back to the Audrey Marks thing, you're absolutely right. When he said he used work like, I think she would have. I think she attended a meeting. I think, no, you're the prime minister. You're supposed to know. And here's what happened. Them not run a government. Not run a government. Them a run like a
Riverton Dump.
Vendors, but them a run something like a man just do a thing on the side. Because here's how government's supposed to work. When you send somebody to represent, he's not, you said she represented him. She's representing the people of Jamaica.
Yes.
She's representing the people. So when she comes back, she is supposed to, wherever she goes, she's supposed to provide an after-action report. She's supposed to provide a report. Two, since she's working with the office of the prime minister, she's supposed to provide a report to her superior and said, look, at this meeting, this is what we discussed. There's supposed to be no conflation. The other thing is this. It's highly unlikely that she's going to meet with U.S. officials, because I can tell you one thing about U.S. officials. I can tell you one thing about them, because I was one of them. You document everything. Every meeting you go to. And in fact, they're not hiding it. Them come at the meeting and them come with them notepad and thing, and they're taking notes. You can see they're taking notes. And as soon as they reach back at the embassy, that goes into an official report.
Remember, we're going to say Mr. Ratigan, but what has me puzzled is this thing. A diplomat note from the United States Embassy in Kingston, Jamaica, has stated that a cabinet minister proposed a deal to Washington that would have had Jamaica receive up to 10,000 third country nationals. The note sent to the Jamaican government said that former Jamaican ambassador to the United States, Minister without portfolio, Office of the Prime Minister, Audrey Marks was the one who proposed the deal to them.
Yeah, and her meetings would have been covered by more than one person. Whenever she go there, is more than one. When she was in Washington and she would have meetings, it's more than one person. In a lot of the instances, more than one person would show up. And you'd have a note taker, you'd have a scribe. And whenever she traveled, like the meeting she went to in March of this year to Florida, you have quite a few people there and they're all taking notes. So it's not one person she's dealing with, so they can't say, well, the person make a mistake. No, and like I said to you before, those people, they are drilled in the art of taking copious notes, copious and accurate notes.
Yeah.
And as soon as they get back to the embassy, them get on the computer and that is drafted up right away and sent off to Washington. So when they say, well, they're not blaming it now, so that the Americans got it wrong. I tend to believe otherwise. I tend to believe that the Americans got it right. Whatever they discussed, that's exactly what went to Washington, right? And parts of it were captured in the diplomatic note. I would have to see something where the American embassy, they come out and say that we made a mistake. I would have to see that.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Rattigan. I was trying to find the first thing that came out from the American embassy, and the Gleaner pick it up. As I said on this platform, if the Gleaner said something that the American embassy did not say, the American embassy did not come out and say the Gleaner is lying. They did not do so. They came out doubling down that they had a conversation with the same woman here.
Yeah. Yeah, they would have, if something would have been in the pipeline saying that there was a mistake and there's an error or something, the communications person from the embassy would have, who is responsible for conducting liaison with the press, they would have said something to the effect that we made a mistake, there was an error, and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't see that. So barring that, we're all humans, right? People make mistakes, but I'm saying it's unlikely that the mistake was made on the American side. It could have, but I would have to say the proof of that. And absent the proof of that, I am going to say that whatever they said in the dip note, that's the correct version of what took place. And now because there's blowback now, the Jamaican government, they have to come up with something now to say, hey, you know, they were talking about a 10,000. By the way, first question is, when did these discussions take place? Because if these discussions took place after March 2025, guess what? The person who should have been leading these negotiations should have been Ambassador Anthony Anderson.
Exactly.
And it should have been Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith, not Audrey Marks, because Audrey Marks left in March of last year, and she they put her in charge of some efficiency thing, and the Senate, and now she's an MP, and she's in charge of efficiency, the Jamaican version of Doge. That's not her responsibility to go and start having these high-level discussions about foreign policy. No, it's not her. That's not her bailiwick. It's not her charge. Not her responsibility. So the question somebody should have been asking at the post-cap briefing last week, and I hope they ask it this week, is why would Minister Audrey Marks, who's in charge of the Jamaican version of Doge, efficiency, transformation and all that, why would she be involved in foreign affairs when we have a Minister of Foreign Affairs?
Exactly.
We also have an ambassador.
Exactly. So in other words, Mr. Ratigan, the meeting that the Prime Minister said that Audrey Marks went to in Florida, she should be the one going to that meeting, sir.
No.
There's something not adding up here.
No, that's what I'm saying to you, that the more they talk, the more confusion reigns. They can't keep the story straight. And that is what happens when you lie. That is what happens when you try to deceive and deflect. And you have more than one person involved. Because sometimes when they get on the stage and they get asked a question, because hopefully they've been briefed saying that, look, when we go out, this is the script, we're all going to say this. But sometimes when you get out there and in front of the media and a question is asked, especially one that you don't expect to get, you stray. And then you start to think, for example, Minister Horace Chang said that the lady from the Gleaner, Kimon, I think it was Kimon.
Kimon Francis.
Yeah, Kim, one of them asked him, will the MOU be made public? And he said, yeah, the MOU is a public document, so it will be made public. Not true. Not
He
true.
lied again.
In that question, MOUs are not public documents. Because, and then Minister Dana, whatever. Yeah, she jumped in and she made it worse because the question was asked, was the MOU approved by the cabinet? And she said, Yes, it was a cabinet decision. So everybody involved now, you know. The whole of them involved.
So that means, Mr. Ratigan, at one hand, they're saying that they had no such conversation with the American government. And on the other hand, they're saying that the cabinet is involved in the whole decision making.
Yes. Yes. It doesn't make sense. And then they try to say, well, it was one agreement over here, and then it was another agreement over there. You know, I would have asked her, the follow-up question would have been the structured migration program, the one for 10,000.
Yes.
Was that approved by the cabinet? Yes or no? And the reason why I would ask that is because they already tell you, say, it's a cabinet decision, which and it's going to be made public, which doesn't make any sense, people. Doesn't make any. I want to see now that he said that it's a public document. I want to see if he's going to go back on his word. No, I'm not going to issue it to the public. I want to see it. I want to see it.
One moment. For those who are just joining us from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean, this is the Mekwe Talk program. Listeners in the Cayman Islands, good afternoon to you. Good night to you in the Cayman Islands. Good night to my father in the Cayman Islands. He knows who I'm talking to, Dr. Stephen Tony Tomlinson. Good night to you, sir. Mr. Ratigan, for those who are on TikTok, also like up the TikTok live feed. They were live on TikTok too. Mr. Ratigan, continue, sir, because basically what we're getting here is the Jamaican government is lying about this 10,000 non-nationals coming into Jamaica. If it was not, if it did not leak by the Gleaner, we would never know anything about it, Mr. Rattigan. Go ahead, sir.
No, it is my opinion, right? And I'm not going to drag Mekwe Talk into this. This is just my opinion. That's a disclaimer. It's just my opinion that looking at what has been said so far and what has been written so far, that the government story does not, no, I should say stories, because we're getting different versions. The stories don't add up. They don't add up. And here's, if you go and you start and say, okay, let's look at how did this come about? Oh, it came about because a minister had a conversation. And then the question, what they're going to try and tell you next is that this happened before March. Because remember what he said? He said that one of the responsibilities of the ambassador is to provide the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade and Office of the Prime Minister about likely policy change wherever they are. So let's use the US, right? Then this doesn't make any sense because we know that Ambassador Andrew Marks has been a colossal failure in first finding out what policy is being made in the US that will affect Jamaica vis-a-vis. Let's look at the
travel
advisory. She never knew. And she couldn't do anything about it. And then what did she do? She started asking people in the diaspora to write their elected representatives in Congress and write to the State Department to try and change it, to do something about it, because she was ineffective. She was, I wouldn't even say largely ineffective. I would say she was totally ineffective. Because people, here's how it should work. You should have somebody from the embassy on Capitol Hill in a Congress. I walk the halls every day and I develop sources and I figure out what bills will be coming on the floor. What bills are they discussing that will affect Jamaica or the Caribbean? That's what they should be doing. But they don't. Them still in them office. Them get them hairstylists. Them go to the parties. Them buy them gowns and all. Them have no interest in doing what is right, working hard for Jamaica. They don't. So the question is, if she didn't even know about this migration thing, why is it's March, April, May, June? Why is it's more than a year where I hear about it? Because remember, she left in March of last year, right? So let's say she didn't do it in March because she'll dig up, she'll leave, right? So she would have to do it sometime before March. Because she did it in January, right? That's 18 months. And you're telling me, sir, she discussed this 18 months ago and it's only now it's been leaked because they didn't come out and tell the public this. It was leaked to the Gleaner. So people, it don't make any sense whatsoever. No sense whatsoever. And then, if you go and talk about that, where is Speaker in the mix? If you're talking about, where is Minister of Labor?
I'm Minister of National Security.
Yeah, where are those people involved in the mix? She's out there talking up all of these things, and we don't hear about it for 18 months. And it's a leak, and then when the leak come out now, them start to try and define and refine. And lo and behold, there is another program, the Third Country National.
Yes.
And then now we have a problem. This migration thing that they're talking about, don't let them fool you. Nobody's coming to Jamaica to work 6 months and come back to America to work 6 months and come back to, and go back and forth. It's not happening.
Let me ask you this question. From you are a retired FBI agent, Mr. Ratigan. From your security point of view, sir, 10,000 non-nationals coming into Jamaica. Jamaica has some old dilapidated asbestos prison buildings in our country, sir. And is it that the Americans will be giving Jamaica money to host those people? We don't know. But your take on this, with these people coming into Jamaica, we don't know who they are. Jamaica will have a crime problem, sir. Will these people filter in, let's say, into the Cayman Islands or into other countries, sir?
Well, I'm sure that they don't even know what they're talking about. And so you can just imagine people listening to them talking this nonsense. Because what they're describing two programs, right? One program is a structured migration program. That is a Jamaican initiative. And that is a program they're saying that they will allow up to 10,000 people to come in the country. And that is for work. That is employment based.
Yeah.
They're not coming to, because them say we're full employment, we need people to come in and blah, blah. So we're going to have people come in and work half of the year and then go back to America, work half of the year. And it's nonsense. It's complete, utter rubbish. But that's one program. That's the 10,000 program. They're saying the 10,000 program is not a program involving immigration. The 10,000 program is a program concerning employment. We need more people in Jamaica because remember I said the construction industry and this industry are crisis, them can't get any, any specialized help. And so they want people to come in and help. That's one program. Just people compartmentalize it. First program, structured migration. That's the one the government is saying Jamaica will host up to 10,000 people. So there are no criminals in this program based on what they're saying. They're saying these people are coming to work to help Jamaica. The second program is a Third Country National program, otherwise known as a deportee program. And that program, people are forcibly removed from the United States and they will come to Jamaica. They will be sent to Jamaica. The 10,000 program is a voluntary program. People come if they want to. The Third Country National program, the one that everybody's concerned about, mostly concerned about, that program, the people, they have no choice. They're forcibly removed, sent to Jamaica. Now, here's what they say. They say we will take 25 every fortnight. So every 2 weeks we get 25. Here's where it doesn't make sense. They said at any point we have 10 of those people in Jamaica, then the program is suspended. So in a 30, if we have 10, more than 30 days, the program is suspended. So the first, let's say the beginning of the month, they get 25. The middle of the month, they get 25. So now you have 50 people. Remember what they say now, They said if you have 10 in Jamaica, more than 30 days, the program is suspended. So now you have 25 people who would have been there 30 days at the end of the month. And you have another 25 who would be there 2 weeks. Now, the first 25, you're going to have to get rid of a 15. So you have 10. But then you also have a 25 that came in 2 weeks later. So now you're going to have, if 15 depart, then you're going to have 35 remaining by the end of the month. Should have 35 by the end of the month. You still have more than 10.
Yes.
People, it makes no sense whatsoever. The numbers make no sense. Because that's what they're saying. They're saying you can't have, we'll take 25 every 2 weeks, but you can't have more than 10 in the country for 30 days. Otherwise, the program is suspended.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of foolish program is that? You get 50 in 30 days, but you have to get rid of 15. But then you don't have 10 in the country. You're going to have 35 in the country at the end of the month. You're going to have 35. You're going to have 15 that has been there 30 days.
Yes.
And then you're going to have 25 that's been there for 14 days. So another 14 days come, you get another 25 in. So now you're going up to 60, 35 and 25. And then this, remember what they're saying, you cannot have more than 10 people in the country at a time.
Yes.
Now here's another problem. They said International Organization for Migration, they're paying for the people stay. Along with the US government, they're also paying for the people's stay. Not the 10,000 people, the 25, 25. Pay for their stay in Jamaica. We won't even get to what the people out west would think of this, saying that these people are coming to Jamaica and they're getting housing and food and...
But Mr. Ratigan, my question though, is it that the Ministry of National Security gonna pay a hotel to put them in there?
No.
Or they, because remember the minister said they're not detained, they're not gonna be detained at all,
Yeah, but they're not paying for them. It's the IOM paying for them, the IOM and the US government. But here's the thing. They're coming in with no fixed departure date.
Oh.
They're not coming in and say, well, you're coming in and you only stay in 2 weeks or whatever. No. And then to compound the problem, these people can file for asylum.
Oh.
And if they file for asylum, then it has to go through the courts. Who's going to pay the attorney's fees for that? And if the court decides that these people are not eligible for asylum, you know who's going to pay now to deport them?
Jamaica.
Yes, and then guess what? By virtue of that, Jamaica has now joined the TCN program now where they're deporting people. So Jamaica won't be any different than America. And the question is, when you deport these people, where are you going to deport them to? If the person says, I'm in fear of being persecuted going back to my home country, where are you going to send them? Where are you going to send them to?
Oh, God.
Where are you going to send them? And you paying for it? No, not the American government or IOM. You're paying for it to get them out of your country. See, these are things that don't explain to the people.
So is it that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Prime Minister and Ambassador Mark know anything about this, sir? Is it that they're not aware of these things, or is it they're deaf to these things?
No, you know what happened, Jeffrey? This is what happened when you have people who wear short pants that deal with people who wear long pants.
Oh.
This is where you have amateurs that deal with professionals. Them run circles around them.
Talk to us, Mr. Rattigan. Go ahead, talk to us.
It's only now them realize that rotted. We in a problem now, we never, because the Minister of National Security and Peace him jump out and say, oh, we have experienced people and bright people, intelligent people and technocrats and this and they're working through this thing and blah, 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 blah. Nonsense. They don't know if to do this like the Americans. Trust me, they don't. They do not. For good or bad reason, they don't know how to do these types of deals like the Americans. And you're only finding out now that we're not pickle. We're not pickle because we go down a hole that we should have never gone down. And now how do we explain it to our people? And now when they try to explain it, because the thing is they can't say no that they're not going to explain because there's a groundswell of interest in this. So they have to explain it. And the problem is that they cannot explain it because what gone bad a morning can't come good at evening. It gone bad already. The only way they can come out of this, Jeffrey, the only way is the American government has to say, okay, we see where you're in distress, you need some relief, and fine, we'll let you out of the program. But they can't come out of the program. I will bet you my last dollar that Prime Minister Andrew Holness and his administration, they're not tell the US government that we don't want to be a part of this program. We upon review, we don't want it. They say it. They say it to us, but they cannot say it. When they get in that room, they cannot say it. They cannot say it, Jeffrey. You look at the trade imbalance. You look at the trade imbalance,
Yes.
and this administration, you know, so this administration, again, for good or bad reason, they're not fooling around. They're not fooling around. There's plenty of evidence to show that they're not fooling around. And Jamaica is this to them. Is just a speck. Jamaica is a little speck. And they control Jamaica's. The US controls Jamaica's economy. The US controls it. The trade, they control it. There's not even a close second in terms of imports, exports. And if they say, look, there'll be a trade embargo, and we're going to cut back on our aid to you, and we're going to limit your diplomatic access in Washington, Jamaica finish. So anything the US government wants, Jamaica will have to say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And do it fast. You know, them not
So the fast again, Mr. Ratigan?
You have to do it fast. No, we're laughing, but people, you know I'm telling you the truth. You know that if the US government says, listen, Jamaica, you are, especially this administration, if they say you are going to do this, there is no discussion. The discussion will be, all right, help us out so that we can convey a message as if we have some legitimacy. Because right now, if it come out that you tell us this, we have no legitimacy because we're the ones always talking about sovereignty and independence.
So, Mr. Ratigan, what you're saying to us on the Make We Talk program right now, sir, for those who are listening to us from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean, like up the live feed, subscribe to the Make We Talk YouTube channel. We're speaking to retired FBI agent, attorney at law, talk show host, Wilfred Rattigan. Mr. Rattigan, what you're saying to us now, it is best for the Jamaican government to come clean with the Jamaican people then?
Yeah, but they can't. Because they've told too many lies. So they can't. They're between a rock and a... Somebody explained to me today, they said they're between a rock and a rocker. You know? Not even a rock and a hard, they're between a rock and a rocker. They can't come now and say, hey, listen, everything that we explained to you, you know, it wasn't quite true. They cannot come and say that. They cannot. So they have to continue now coming up with explanation, but the explanations, they make no sense. And I was listening to that clip you play, and I heard a caller on the program saying that, oh, what the Prime Minister said, no, it's abundantly clear to me what the thing is. He cleared up a lot of things for me. And I'm like, if he cleared up a lot of things for you, brother, we really can't have a discussion, because what that tells me is that you're not listening to what he's saying. And you're not a critical thinker, because if you listen to what he's saying, you'd ask some basic questions. Like, Mr. Prime Minister, explain the two programs to us. When did was Audrey Marks the person who discussed this, or were there other people as well? Different times. When did they discuss the structured migration program? One. When did they discuss the third country national program? Two. Who discussed it? Because you ask if I Audrey Marks, but you really should ask who discussed it. Don't even put no name. Just ask who discussed it. Next question is, did the cabinet approve the person who discussed it? Was it approved by the cabinet for the structured migration? Was it approved for the cabinet for the third country national? Was it approved?
Yes.
When was it approved? How come we didn't hear about it until the Gleaner mentioned it? What was the plan then? If you never mention it, then what was the plan? What was that plan for though? Because we never tell me. So what was the plan? What was that plan for though? Next question is, are we now, the American government has a third country national program. Does Jamaica have one?
Good question.
And you said, does Jamaica have one? And the answer, they will tell you, no, we don't have one. But then if they say no, then you say, okay, so if they apply for asylum in Jamaica and the court rejects their asylum petition, you are going to deport them. And you're going to deport them at your own, at taxpayers' expense. So now you're involved now in the third country national third country national program. And then the next question is, where are you going to deport them? If a man says to you, I cannot go back to my home country because I fear persecution, and you say, we don't think you prove the case. We don't believe you. And you send that person home and that person is persecuted and killed. Now you have blood on your hands. There's so many questions, Jeffrey. You could just ask questions alone on the 10,000 program to say, look, this is a foolish, I want to take off your idiot. Most of the jobs we have here, nobody don't want to come here and work for minimum wage, right? For $100 a week. Nobody wants to come here and do that. So how you tell me, say you'll get engineer, you'll get this, you'll get that, and have them come to Jamaica, give up them job, them lucrative positions elsewhere to come to Jamaica to work for 6 months. And them say, he want America to do that. Next thing is this. How is that going to work out? Because the structured program where he might talk about, when him say structured program is farm workers and hospitality management.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a structured program. That's not a structured program.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I would ask him, that's an established program between the Canada, the US, and Jamaica to bend. Oh, here's another question. As we just start, we just get to the B word.
Yes.
What benefit is in it for Jamaica? Well, what are we going to benefit? Because the structured program, I'm talking about the hospitality program, that students coming overseas to get experience, to go back to Jamaica. So now him want America now for send people come to Jamaica. That can't work. People won't volunteer, and people cannot be forced to come under the structured migration program.
Yes.
It's nonsense. And like I said, the next question is, what's in it for Jamaica? What we're getting? What are we getting? Because when him love to say, well, Jamaica is America is a strategic partner and is an ally and is a solid trading partner and blah. And I said, no, we understand that. But what are you getting? When you do them deals, yeah, there's something in it for you and there's something in it for the other party. What's in it for you? What's in it for Jamaica? Up to now, we don't hear the answer.
Nothing.
So we just decide, no, you can send them and you don't have to give us anything. Just send them and if we have to remove them because they're not going to get asylee status, then we will pay for it. That makes sense? You know what that sound like? That sound like that reasoning there. Sound like Minister Wheatley and his developer friend, Mr. Phipps, who purchased the
Don't go there so yet. We're going there, so we'll just talk about Andrew Marks first. In a nutshell, then, Mr. Ratigan, the Jamaican government cannot come to the people now because they've been lying all along about this. So this thing here with these people coming to the country, if they had come with us and be clean to us from the beginning, then all this would be happening.
Right. They should be just forthright and honest and open with people and say, listen, we have a policy now that we're collaborating with the United States government, and they're looking at countries around the world where they can move people through. Because remember, no, they say it's a transit program, and transit the way I know transit is, especially when you travel and you transit.
You don't come to the airport.
You come and you go. You don't come and say you want to stay, and then people pay for you for stay. That sounds like something more permanent to me than just transit. Transit is supposed to be temporary. And if you're going to come off of the plane, and also think about it, people. Think about it. I could say they have people. I could think about a place where they have a war.
Iran?
One of the things is that you have to be an English speaker, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
Them must send back home some. I can't think of them sending home Russians and sending them through Jamaica, or Chinese and sending them through Jamaica. But I could say them have a place where there's a war. I'm not trying to think of a place. I could say they have some people in Vietnam, and we used this last week. Does it make sense to say we're going to send somebody to Jamaica to transit to go to Vietnam? No. We could take it even. Some people might say, Ratigan, yeah, get carried away now because that in Asia and blah, blah, blah. We could keep in our area. We could say somebody now, I forgot, Colombia.
Yes.
Right? And by the way, some of the agreements worked out with the Caribbean countries. The Caribbean countries have said that they will only keep Caribbean nationals. That's another thing. They say we're not taking people from outside of the Caribbean.
Yes.
The only people you can transit through our countries, people in the Caribbean.
Yes.
I'm going to say somebody from South America then, and you're going to transit that person. You send the person to Jamaica and say, all right, the person going to transit through Jamaica and go to wherever, Ecuador, right? We have flights from Jamaica go Ecuador, non-stop.
No, he remember the Prime Minister have a private jet, you know, put in a private jet.
Yeah, that works out. But a commercial, them people, commercial flight. It would make sense to say, no, you know, the hub, the most likely hub for Central and South America is Panama. So why you don't fly them to Panama then? I make them get the flight from Panama and go with them. And by the way, you have lots of flights going from the US non-stop to some of these places.
Yes, true.
Why you will go through Jamaica? Why? You already have countries in the Caribbean that says we will take Caribbean nationals. So you don't need Jamaica for Caribbean nationals because you already have Caribbean national countries that say we will accept Caribbean nationals. So now you say, okay, well, what about Central America? Well, send them go Panama. Panama is the most likely place to send them because they can connect and go from Panama to wherever they're from. Or you can send them non-stop, straight to where they come from. So that's what I'm telling you. Therefore, this depends on the Jamaican people, you know, how far they want to take this, because this should not be like the other stories, or most of the other stories, 9-Day Wonder. It should not be. And I'll tell you why it won't be. When these people show up and they get put up in our hotel or an apartment, them get pocket money, them belly full of night time and daytime, and them can travel around the place because they won't be detained, so them can move around. And when other Jamaicans see this, when Jamaicans there see this, they will be asking some serious questions. They're asking the questions now, but the questions will become more serious once they start seeing these people, because they're going to ask, why is it that we are Jamaicans and we're living here and we're paying taxes and we're not getting this kind of treatment? We had a hurricane back October 28th, and some of us were still without. And here it is that they're bringing people, and these people have been provided for. And it will cause some problems, I can tell you. It is going to cause problems. So we'll figure it out.
You know, Mr. Ratigan, everything with this, you know, leave up to the Jamaican people. Let's switch now to Dr. Andrew Wheatley situation. The Prime Minister said that he has confidence in Mr. Wheatley. I don't believe, this is my honest opinion, I don't believe that Prime Minister Holness have any moral authority to be called on Mr. Wheatley to resign from the cabinet. The Prime Minister himself needs to resign from as Prime Minister. He is not certified. So you think he has any jurisdiction to ask him about to resign, Mr. Ratigan?
Well, he has jurisdiction by virtue of being the Prime Minister.
Yes.
You know, he can do whatever he wants. He can switch the cabinet. He wants to, he can just say, no, I'm just going to keep him here. And that's it. Problem is that some of these same charges were brought against the Prime Minister, and the corruption prosecutor declined to prosecute him on certain charges, and then on other charges, he, based on the report from the commission, he refused to cooperate. And then we're also looking at him from the perspective of being illicitly enriched. And that went over to FID. And now we're finding out today that FID said there's nothing here. And they sent back a letter and said the investigation will continue. So the Prime Minister is in a tough spot, because what happened is, let's say for the sake of the conversation that Minister Wheatley has some goods on the Prime Minister. Why would they would have to help him? They have to help him. Them can't throw him up, dash him in a bush. They have to help him. They have to keep him. They have to keep him.
But that wouldn't that be a disrespect to the people of this country, sir? In the sense of this man cannot tell the Jamaican people where he get his money from to have all of these things and have places in South Florida and Arcana Bangarang, while the Jamaican people in St. Elizabeth, Hanover, Westmoreland, and St. James and Trelawney has no roof over their head tonight. But this man here had scandal racking him from Petrojam how many years ago? And now scandal rack him again. The question we must ask the Prime Minister, was he aware of Mr. Wheatley on any investigation? And if so,
he said he wasn't aware.
Lie.
That's what he said. He said he wasn't aware. And he said he read the report. He took a glance at the report and that he was going to read it. He was going to have, he was going to meet with Minister today, along with, he said, lawyers for the parties. I don't know what that means.
Is it lawyers for the Jamaica Labour Party or lawyers for the parties? In other words, Wheatley's lawyers and so forth. Is that what he's trying to say to the people of this country?
He said he's just going to meet with, he wants to get a briefing from lawyers for the parties. As far as I know, Minister Wheatley is the only person who is recommended to be charged or to be prosecuted.
Mm-hmm.
So when he said parties, I have no idea. Why does he want to meet with the lawyers? I don't know. I thought, so he said he's gonna meet with Wheatley first, because he said as soon as he finished the interview, he was talking on Nationwide this morning. He said as soon as he finished, he was gonna go.
Let me find a clip, Mr. Ratigan. I think I have the clip when he was talking on Nationwide with them. Let me find. I think it's the first one here. I think it's this one.
Dr. Andrew Wheatley,
yeah.
Does he still retain your confidence as a cabinet minister?
Dr. Wheatley retains my confidence in the work that he has been doing in the Office of the Prime Minister, particularly in AI and cyber and these other areas. As it relates to the report that was tabled on him, I have read the report briefly. I have not a chance to go through it. I do intend to be briefed by the attorneys as to exactly what is stated in the report. I do, however, feel...
His attorneys or your attorneys or the government's attorneys?
The party's attorneys.
You already said? The party's attorney. Is it the Jamaica Labour Party attorneys the Prime Minister speaking about? Is this another Manap Phelps and Philip saga?
Oh, yeah. All the parties involved.
Yeah. So
no, go back.
I.
You know what I'm saying? It's not the political party, because Cliff Hughes asked him all the parties involved. The Jamaica Labour Party is not involved in the investigation.
Let's play it again. Let's see something here.
The party's attorneys.
Oh, yeah. All the parties involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the attorneys as to exactly what is stated in the report. I do, however, feel...
His attorneys or your attorneys or the government's attorneys?
The party's attorneys.
Oh, yeah. All the parties involved.
Yeah. So the charges that are suggested or recommended are serious charges. Now, the challenge, of course, is that no charge has yet been preferred on him. So until that point, we will observe the situation. Today, I'm going to leave here, run back to cabinet. I expect to see Minister Wheatley there, and we will have a fulsome discussion with him directly on the report and what to expect in the future.
Talk to me, Mr. Ratigan. You're taking that, sir.
Well, it is what it is. You hear him say,
Continue talking, sir. Continue talking. Turn off something. Continue talking.
yeah, he said he's going to talk to Minister Wheatley. I suspect that he has had that discussion by now, and he's going to speak to the party's attorneys. I don't know what that means, because there's only one party involved, and that is Minister Wheatley. And the question, he didn't answer the question. The question was, do you have any confidence in him? Do you retain confidence in him? And he said, well, as far as the work he's doing, yes, I have confidence in him. And as far as the charges, I'm going to talk to him, and I'm going to talk I'm going to read the report, talk to him, get briefed by the party's attorneys. That sounds to me like he's saying the work that he's doing is fine, but the incidents that the commission as described in their report, problematic. It's problematic. He should have asked him, when the Prime Minister told him all of that, he should have said, no. After speaking to him, if you get the impression that these things are justified, these charges are justified, will you still retain confidence in him? And hear what him said. That's what him should have asked him. But, I don't know if it's sloppy journalism or willful journalism, but they didn't follow up and ask him that. But this thing with Minister Wheatley, the thing about it is, sometimes when we're talking, people say, boy, you give them too much advice. You give them advice. But here's the thing that I've said to people. You can accuse the Prime Minister of many things, and you would be justified, including saying that he's not an idiot. You would be justified in saying that. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to fool the people. He knows how to trick them. And he knows how to divert attention. He knows how to obfuscate the issues. And most Jamaicans, worse if them go have a liking for him. They're not reading, they're not listening carefully, and they're not being objective and at the same time judgmental in the sense that you see the facts and you make a judgment, right? They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. So he has some things that he's done, and I am sure that Mr. Wheatley is going to try some of the same things that the Prime Minister tried with the Integrity Commission. He is. Because there's no other way. He has no choice. And by the way, Integrity Commission, here what I do. Link me. I have some info for you. Link me. I can't tell you some things when they might deal it right, so where I'm not telling about. So
I was going to ask you something regarding to that, but not deep into that. You are an attorney at law, an investigated attorney at law also, because you're a retired member of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The Integrity Commission is not aware of whatever Mr. Wheatley have in the United States, Mr. Ratigan. And if they're not aware of that, sir, and that is going on, can he be charged of not telling them what he has outside of Jamaica?
Of course. It would be, because whatever, if he has things outside of Jamaica and he doesn't tell the Integrity, he's required to provide this information on his statutory declaration every year. And so if he has an interest And when I say an interest, I'm talking about financial interest. If he has a financial an asset outside of Jamaica, he's supposed to report that to the Integrity Commission. And if he doesn't, they could charge him for knowingly providing false information, because whatever he tells them, if he doesn't include the information outside, then he's providing false information. He's telling them that I have nothing outside, or I have only A outside of the country, when he has A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So yes, they could charge him for that.
My question to you also is this. The Americans are looking on to what is going on in Jamaica. Minister Wheatley is referred to be charged by, well, the Integrity Commission says he must be charged. All of this is going on. It is to my understanding that he bought properties in the United States cash. There's no loan. You think the Americans will have some interest in this case, Mr. Ratigan?
No, because he's a Jamaican national and he hasn't broken any laws in America. And the some of the things that, like for example, you just mentioned properties. He did tell the Integrity Commission. That's no secret. If you read the report, he told them. But when did he tell them? When did he tell them? Him have property from Woy and from Wapi kill him friend. And him tell him and them never know. It's only when them haul and pull him up now and start dig deep in cannot say, boy, I better tell them about them things because they might find out. So already, he never tell them about them things that when these events first occurred, he never tell them. Him just recently told them about it. And him not tell them everything.
Then what do you think will come out of this case, Mr. Ratigan?
If we don't pay attention to it, nothing. And when I say we, I'm talking about Jamaicans in general. If we don't pay attention to it and let our voices be heard and keep the story alive, if we don't do it, nothing is gonna happen. It's gonna die a slow death. It's gonna be like a 9-day wonder. When was the last time you hear anybody talk about Xavier Mean? And Xavier Mean was referred to be charged as well. When was the last time you hear anything about that?
What is the last time?
When was the last time you hear about the Prime Minister's case?
And even SSL.
There you go.
So in other words, Mr. Ratigan, this may push on under the carpet again too.
If you don't stop it, it will be pushed under the carpet. If you don't stop it, if you don't keep it, if you don't keep a focus on it and keep it centered on everything that you're doing, and what we should do, and I spoke to my producers, one of the things we're going to do, we're going to go back and we're going to dig up some of them old stories and say, what about? And then people become aware of all of these things. Because Jamaica is content rich with corruption, and it's hard to keep track of everything that's going on. So a story will be huge today, and by next week it's overtaken by another story. And then guess what? It's human nature. You forget about that story because you're following another story. But you should be able to keep your focus. You should just lose focus and just follow this one. And sometimes they bring out some shiny objects too. I make you follow the shiny objects, you know. They come out with the UE scandal, and that took center stage for a while, and people forgot about a whole bunch of things. Them bring the remember when the Nimitz was there, people forgot about a whole bunch of things going on. It was there. And so these things happen and people just lose focus. And by the time that story is finished, you don't go back to the story that's unfinished, the one that you never really dealt with, because there's another story coming up, and then you jump on that story. But if you don't pay attention, these stories are just going to be swept under the rug. And when they're not swept under the rug, there is little consequence for wrongdoing. And what do I mean by that? If we as a community,
Yes.
we're truly desirous of addressing the specter of corruption head on, you know what should have happened?
Mm-hmm.
Marissa Dalrymple Philibert should have gone to jail. Leslie Campbell should have gone to jail. The Prime Minister should have gone to jail. But as a society, we're not serious about it. You know why? Because we have come to accept it. It's woven in the fabric of Jamaican life, corruption. It is woven in the fabric of Jamaican life. And in fact, it's woven in the economics, because what happens is some of these wholesalers and retailers, the prices that they're charging you, it includes the price of corruption, because they have to pay somebody to get certain things done, so they pass the cost on to you. There are no consequences. There are no consequences for these people. So that's why these things will continue to happen. I still keep hope alive and say, why one of these days, some judge is going to take a decisive step, a brave, courageous, and decisive step, and say, no, enough is enough. Whether the person is going to do it on his or her own volition, or through the influence of another entity or person. But I keep hoping that it is going to happen, if that is how change will come about. And I also hope that international organizations will find it necessary to step in at some point. The one thing I can tell the Prime Minister, is this. You can't be Prime Minister for life. Someday you're gonna have to demit the office. At some point, you're going to have to demit the office. And I've seen a lot of people demitting office in Central America and South America, only to face consequences then. And the relationships that you have today, just keep in mind that they're transactional. America doesn't have friends. America has interests. And when you become subject to an expiration date, when they say, yeah, we have enough of this now, in film time done, then you're going to find out something. And sometimes the lick hot at that point, than now. When you accumulate all you can accumulate, and you have in your mind that, yeah, we are friends and nothing going to happen to me and this and that, and when the hot clap slick you, that's when you realize that, whoa, what them call it? Reaction.
Karma.
Take you, reaction.
Karma. Yes.
I will put people I water now, shed I water, and it now go to waste.
I'm glad I said it to Mr. Ratigan. I have been warning this Prime Minister on this program here. And I said to him, stop let poor people I water reach you. There's a part in the Bible that said, the sins of the mother and father shall follow the third and fourth generation. I said, Prime Minister Holness, you have the opportune time, sir, to make it right with the Jamaican people. Do something good for the people of this country. What you need to do now, as Prime Minister, is to step aside. You have done the people of this country enough. And I think it's time for you, sir, to step down as Prime Minister. Hand on the baton to somebody else. Enough of you now. Go ahead, sir.
No, me just I'll tell him, say, Isaiah 118 say, when thou makest poor people to shed eye water as a result of your action, hot claps shall reach thee. So people are joking and making us say that in the Bible. But seriously now, you can't make so much people suffer and make them cry and call to the maker and say, we need help. And you continue to do it without any remorse, guilt.
You sit down.
Idea of doing a course correction. It will come back. Karma is a hell of a thing. It's going to reach your reaction. We call it in Jamaica. It will go reach you. We call it hotter claps. It's
Yeah.
going to reach you. It's going to reach you. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the people who you hurt are going to be the people who are going to exact consequences for you. It could be a foreign power.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a foreign power.
And that is why I warn Daryl Vaz, Minister Vaz, you're going like you're untouchable. You take poor people money and buy some old dilapidated buses. When this man here, the son of Jamaica, who come from Waterhouse, go and travel the length and breadth and get the old bus them and show me pay $1 for it, you say we bad mind you.
Yeah.
You say we bad mind you. I warn you again and I warn you again. Warn you before I warn you again. Daryl Vaz. Daryl Vaz. God do not sleep. God do not sleep. Prime Minister Andrew Holness said that the people of St. Elizabeth suffering. You get money for burial. The first hurricane that hit St. Elizabeth in that era there. The people of the Cayman Islands send money for the people of St. Elizabeth. Where the money is? You get $1.something billion to help the poor people of this country for Hurricane Melissa. Where the money is? Until now, nothing. Nothing. Because what? You're Mr. Bull Duppy and Duppy Conqueror. Mr. Ratigan, before we wrap up the program, I want to show you something here, sir.
Yeah.
I want to show you something here.
Okay.
Listen to this here.
Did a member of the government approach the United States of America to enter into this agreement? Was it initiated by a member of the government? That's question number.
The issue of the TCN is a request from the United States government. It's not an issue where we ask for one thing and offer for another. We have a long-standing relationship independent, 1962. And they are primary partners in the area of security indicated, economic activities, and many years of relationship. And there are many agreements and MOUs that have gone on with them as partners, and they're not discussed on a pro basis. In this case, the United States requested, and our professionals, after the government decided, negotiated and agreed on understanding which we are.
And then lie again. The United States requested. Let's leave that alone there.
You should ask him. You should ask him when they said they negotiated. You should ask him, what did you negotiate? What? And you know what happened? Him get boxed in now, because remember now, him said the MOU is a public document and we're going to release it to the public. So you
And
can't.
until I have done so.
Him can't say, no, I'm no answer now. You can't ask him any question about that now, because you say, I'll never say it's a public document and you're going to release it. So tell us now and tell us when you're going to release it, because you have the document already. So, I mean, it's not something that's being negotiated. You said there are aspects of it that the implementation part of it that you're still negotiating, but the MOU has been signed already. So there's nothing more to be done on that front. So release that so that we can sit and talk. And that's what I'm supposed to ask him. And if you notice, sometimes I wonder if somebody said to me that the double white rum we him drink make him lip heavy, so he can't really talk. Because it's a double white sim lip. Because when you listen to him talk, you say to yourself, is this the best that we have to offer? I remember people have been talking about round holes, square pegs trying to fit in round holes. Here's one of them. The man has no clue, no idea what he's talking about. I don't know if he's been briefed, because if he's been briefed and the things that he's saying are things that he was briefed about, then the people who briefed him, they're incompetent. If they briefed him otherwise and him come out and say this, then he's reconfirming that he's incompetent. That's what he's doing. Because we already know him incompetent. We already know that. So all I'm going to ask you, people, if you have the time, please go back and listen to the Minister of National Security and Peace. By the way, how many of you knew that the ministry changed name now, or add another portfolio to it, the name Peace now? It's the Ministry of National Security and Peace.
No, it's Minister of National Insecurity and No Peace. Go ahead.
Well, I need them to go back and look at his performance. It's not long. The post-cap briefing last week, and I want you to just take your time and just be patient with him and with yourself, and just take it when you have time. Don't do it if you don't have time, and just listen to his presentation. It's very short, and then listen to the questions, and most importantly, listen to the answers that he gave. And when you're satisfied that you fully comprehend everything that was said there, listen to his performance a few hours later in Parliament, same day, when he made another presentation, which was very short, and then he became subjected to questioning by parliamentarians. The first time he was questioned by journalists. The second time he's questioned by parliamentarians. And then listen to his answers. Listen to his answers. You owe it to yourself, Jamaicans. You owe it to yourself to take the time to just listen and listen carefully. Don't rush it, because I'm telling you, the things that you're going to hear are going to make you wonder. They're far beyond the headlines. What you read in the newspaper, believe me, if you take the time and just be patient and listen to what's being said, you're going to be way ahead of the headlines. You can write the headlines. So, there we have it.
I want to do something else before you go, Mr. Ratigan. I know maybe you want to go. Hold on for me. I got to show you something here. There is another thing I want to show you. What happened in the Parliament. I want to take your views on this.
Madam,
and member Nikisha Burchell. Marshall, once again, member Burchell, in contravention to the standing orders, is using an electronic device and taping in the house. So member Burchell, the moment you, go ahead, Deputy.
Give me a minute. A member across the floor has consistently been using her phone to record members in the house.
No, go back. Go on. Go. No. Look behind him.
Yes, he's using it. And he has the audacity to get up and talk about it. Huh?
Listen, Jeffrey, people, I can't answer the chat, so that's why I can't respond to any of you. But this Wednesday, we won't have a program because I'll be in federal court this Wednesday. Not as a subject, as an attorney.
Yeah, man, Ratty, hold on there. Look on your thing there, man. There's a way you can see. There's a way you can see the comments.
I can't see it. I don't see it.
Your person comment? Your person comment there?
No, it doesn't show. It doesn't give me comment. No, it doesn't give me comment.
Hold on there, man.
It give me my conversations. No. But anyway, we won't be on Wednesday, but Saturday, tune in. Because Saturday we're going to explore all of these issues, and we're going to go deep with all of these issues. We're going to go very deep. We'll have the time, so we will be able to go deep. So tell your friends, your family members, your neighbors, your church sisters, brothers, your classmate, your roommate, your co-workers. Tell everybody, strangers, tell them tune in to Reason with Ratigan this Saturday on YouTube and Reggae Global Radio from 3 p.m. New York time to 8 p.m. New York time. And that is 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Jamaica time. Tell them must tune in.
You know, Mr. Ratigan, as we wrap up on the program here, the Mekwittalk program is now 8:54, 7:54 in Jamaica. We're listening, watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. This is the Mekwittalk program. For those on TikTok, what is it? What is the TikTok handle again, Mr. Ratigan?
I have to go to OJLDF. Follow at OJLDF.
Follow OJLDF.
OJLDF. Just go to, people who on the TikTok thing, you know, we need the support. So if they can just go over to OJLDF. That's One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. Just go to the website and there is information there on how to support us so we can get the required number of people and go live on TikTok. We're looking forward to it. We want to enter the space and provide another voice of reason. You know, we know we have Jeffrey there already, and we have a few other people. Well, we want to join the space too.
And for those who are talking about Parliament, there will be the sitting of the Parliament tomorrow, and I think there will be Public Accounts Committee of Parliament tomorrow, or is it the PAC? I don't know. But I know there will be sitting of the Parliament tomorrow, and the Mekwittalk program will bring that to you live, hopefully, if I'm not busy, because I have other things to do. And as I said before, YouTube don't pay my bills, so I have to go and get a job, and I'm working, so I have to do that. I don't depend on YouTube too much. Mr. Ratigan, before you go, talk to your people, the people of Jamaica. It's hurricane season, and this I want to show you this video here. This is what is going on in Jamaica.
Jaja.
Look on the gully, all the dog, get your dog. Watch the dog, I watch your bum buckler. All the dog, I watch all fridge, everything. Look on the gully, all tree. Watch out. All tree. Tuck up in the gully, watch it.
You know, this is utter nastiness. This is nastiness. And you believe that is government money spending, is your money spending. This money that is spending could go towards KPH, buying some beds and other things. Mark, you know, sometimes the garbage truck don't come around, you have to throw it inside there. But go ahead, Mr. Ratigan.
That's not solid waste, that's a liquid waste, man.
Yes.
And that has been going on from time immemorial. When you have flood, people just fling things down in a sandy gully, or them fling things on the road because we don't have proper drainage. And we've been promised it for quite some time. And we were expecting it. You know, things never happened before 2016, but 2016 was a turning point when they said, all right, we're going to make things better for Jamaicans. And they said, we're going to create prosperity on the land. And how many of you can honestly look your family, look your children in their eyes, and your wife or your girlfriend, your baby mother, your husband, boyfriend, baby father, children, and say, we have prospered. We have prospered. How many of you can actually say that? Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Yes, Ifrey.
Yes. I want to let everybody know that come next week, Monday, the Mekwittalk program will be live in London, England, on this radio station here, GMPC Live Radio. I think it's online radio station. They reach out to me. So we'll be live in London, England, come next week. We're also gonna be live on the Mekwittalk webpage soon. We're working on that. But come next week, Monday, we'll be live out on a radio station in England. So the people who live in London, England, you can have the opportunity to call us from the radio station over there as we come to you live from that station over there. I want to say thanks to Mr. Wilfred Ratigan, the man who hailed from Waterhouse, the man who knows what it's like Anyway, don't go down that road tonight, Jeffrey.
No,
Baby.
not on that road there. No. Not on that road there.
I want to say thanks to all those who came on to watch us and to talk about what we can do for our country, Jamaica. To the people of the Breadbasket Parish of St. Elizabeth, Treasure Beach, and its environs. It's other areas in St. Elizabeth. You must not sell out your birthright for 30 pieces of silver. Do not sell your birthright or your children's birthright for 30 pieces of silver. Stand your grounds. Do not sell your properties. Stand your grounds. Because this government needs to haul and pull up in the sense of we, the people, must stand up against them. When I mean stand up against them, stand up for your right by telling them that we're not going to sell our lands. All right? For the people who is under tarpaulin tonight, I pray that God in His mercy will help you to get a roof over your head. We'll continue to fight the fight on this program and also on the Ratigan program to let the people of the world and the people of our country, Jamaica, know what is going on in Jamaica. Because we need help. Our people truly need help. And I still believe the Prime Minister of this country has no moral authority to ask no one to resign. He must resign himself. In no other modern democracy can have a Prime Minister who is not certified still sit as Prime Minister. Only in Jamaica. Until you hear my voice again, I'm Jeffrey Tavares saying so long. Join me next week, Monday, same time, same place. Join me tomorrow during the day. I think I'll be having a live broadcast from the Parliament. You know, so Parliament is always robust with the Madam Bully in the Parliament. By the way, Mr. Ratigan, you never comment on the bully thing, but you're a bully. You're a bully.
Yeah.
Calling this in Campbell a bully.
Well, the comment I would make about that is his wife, the speaker. That is not supposed to happen. You can't have crosstalk. And see, she's holding people accountable for electronic devices. The standing order says that when somebody is speaking, you can't have the crosstalk. First of all, you must be recognized in order to speak. You must be recognized by the speaker. Did she recognize her husband? No.
No. His mic was on too.
Yeah, and him just start talk. But them need me in a Parliament, Jeffrey. Them need me inside. Me and you go there, no. Me and you go down there.
Me and you.
Me and you go down there, man. We'll deal with the thing. We'll deal with the thing proper.
If they end up seeing us in the Parliament one day, no, all them should not go like this. Ah!
Let me tell you something, Jeffrey. Me used to be upon housing board, right?
Yes.
The housing board. The housing board in Saudi Arabia. I'm upon the housing board in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And me upon other little committees. And the people used to say, yo, when you not come, it's not sweet because when you come, you're all and full of people. You don't care who, deputy ambassador, ambassador, CIA, Homeland Security, me no business or who. Right is right.
Yes.
Right is right. And you can't kin teeth when a time for deal with positions of righteousness. When something right, you have to talk about it, man. You have to talk about it and make people understand. Because if you don't, people going to walk all over you.
Yes. And that is why I believe, Mr. Ratigan, that our constitution needs to be amended. I believe that the Speaker of the House should not be recommended from any of the political parties.
Or you want to do it like England, where you resign. Yeah, the Speaker must resign from the party because the Speaker is seen as a referee.
Yes.
The Speaker can't be a referee and you can't referee a football match and you're up on the board for one of the teams who have played. No, you can't do that. Mm-hmm.
And that is my take. I believe that the Speaker of the House should be independent from the Parliament of Jamaica. As we're going to say so long. Have a good night, everybody. Mr. Ratigan, soon call you. God bless. Thank you all very much for coming on. I'm Jeffrey Tavares saying so long. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. Until you hear my voice again, may God bless you. May God bless you, and may God bless the people of our island home, Jamaica land we love. Good night, everybody.
When the game gets rough in this life just seems so tough. Make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk, people.
What is the dream for the election that I want to hear from you before me go?
Which election? Sister, me not the funny. I time for everything now. Me not the funny. When me get out of election.
Look like.
Sister, me not get no election. All you hear me the pan radio, the chat. Me never get none from them.
So you don't get any dream?
Me not in election. I got me the seek no because guess what? People this a drop dead so me the repent and go to church back.
They repent? They me not think you did repent long time. Eh?
Me went take over politics and don't have time to send me to read my Bible every morning.
What a shame.
Me try to find something to compare the counter. Some people they get rent pay. Me living on a piece of walk back and can't get water. Me go continue to chat about politics, sister. It's blood and teeth against you.
Lord.
Me can't get water. Whole Christmas upon me pay dinner. Big me when we are 200 and had for the bill upon. Me mad? And if you continue to chat about politics, sister. Nobody with it.
That means
time for everything.
Andrew holding his corner dark then.
Me not nice, sister. Me not go from me not no politics story with you. Me don't do politics right now. Me not talking about politics. Me just suffer loose and nobody not give me nothing at all.
It is finished.
And they chat for you, they think so. Me just suffer bad and nobody not help me.
Oh
Things
dear.
Right. People they go collect pay and me not get nothing at all. Not even $1 me not get. So me awa.
But you're working?
Me only but no working on.
What kind of work you do?
What's the with the right now, yeah? With the right now. Me know that right now. Just people that come by ya, they get their house right there pay, so them people come every day contract. Not me. Me not get $1. Let me go close somewhere because church and politics don't work. Nobody in a politics needs to go on politics. Let me come outside. It pay me God they show me sign. Me not get none from me top. Let me go see God for you.
What a way me go. All of the politics will be added on to you.
What is wrong with you, sister?
What a way me step in the ants nest, yeah.
Package can't give me.
Eh?
Can't give me.
You don't eat our things that I give out.
Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Make We Talk. And go over to TikTok and follow us on TikTok also. Follow Mr. Ratigan program on TikTok too. We'll be live tomorrow from Garden House. So join us tomorrow. We'll be live from Garden House at 3 p.m. Jamaica, 3 p.m. US time, 2 p.m. Jamaica time.
Plaza make and you want a shop on the plaza, it's in US dollar.
My God.
Rich. Everything are run by China. Road are run by China. Government are run by America. Can I preach? Can I preach? Native citizen, we can't hold nothing down, yeah. Can I preach? Chinese are take over. I feel my belly. Somebody say, whoa. We need deliverance. We need the blood. We need Jesus. We need help. Can I a shop.
We have an item of news coming in. Accountability group raised concern over Wheatley remaining in cabinet, says MP should act now. There is an alarm raised by JAMP that Prime Minister Andrew Holness should remove Cabinet Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley from the cabinet following the Integrity Commission ruling that he be charged for illicit enrichment. So there you have it. Other civil groups are calling on the Prime Minister to remove Andrew Wheatley from the cabinet. And my take on it, I still believe that the Prime Minister himself should remove himself, resign as Prime Minister. Anyway, good night, everybody.
What is the dream for the election that I want to hear from you before me go?
Which election? Sister, me not the panic. I time for everything now. Me not the panic. When me get out of election.
Look like...
Sister, me not get no election. All you hear me the pan radio, the chat. Me never get none from them.
So you don't get any dream?
Me not in election. I God me the seek no because guess what? People they say drop dead, so me they repent and go to church back.
They repent? They me not think you did repent long time. Eh?
Me went take over politics and don't have time to send me to read my Bible every morning.
What a shame.
Because me they try to find something to compare the counter.
Oh.
Some people they get rent pay. Me living on a piece of work back and can't get water. Me go continue to chat about politics, sister. It's blood and teeth against you.
Lord.
Me can't get water. Whole Christmas upon me pay dinner. Big me when we have 200 hard for the bill upon. Me mad? And if you continue to chat about politics, sister. Nobody with it.
That means
time for everything.
Andrew holding his corner dark then.
Me not nice, sister. Me not go for me not no politics story with you. Me done with politics right now. Me not talking about politics. Me just suffer loose and nobody not give me nothing at all.
It is finished.
And they chat for radio, they think so. Me just suffer bad and nobody not help me.
Oh
Things
dear.
Right. People they go collect pay and me not get nothing at all. Not even $1 me not get. So me hour.
But you're working?
Me only but no working on.
What kind of work you do?
What's the status about with the right now, yeah? About with the right now. Me know that right now. Just people that come by ya, they get their house right there pay, so them people come every day contract. Not me. And I get $1. Then we go close somewhere because church and politics don't work. Nobody in a politics needs to go on politics. Let me come outside. If pay me, God they show me sign, me not get none from me top. Let me go see God face.
What a way me go. All of the politics will be added on to you.
What is wrong with you?
What a way me step in the ants nest, yeah.
Package can't give me.
Eh?
Can't give me.
You don't eat our things that I give out.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk.